Hey, it's Tigo Venturi with the Venturi Group, a real broker in Albuquerque, New Mexico, looking at the market data that came in over the weekend for the Albuquerque area. We're looking at the single family home market here in Albuquerque and what's going on. I look at this every week. So let's go through the numbers. And just the first chart here, let me just kind of lay the groundworks if you haven't seen this before. We have all the way back to 2018 here. We're tracking a bunch of different metrics. We'll walk through them. And you can see down along the bottom here 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23, so on. So the black line is 2023. And what we're looking at here first is a market action index. This is a market hotness, if you will. The higher the number, more of a seller's market we are in. And right now, it's not as strong of a seller's market as we've had in the last 2 years. I call the unicorn years. However, it's still very strong and much stronger than 18 and 19s. And that's mainly because of lack of supply or inventory or homes for sale. The number of homes on the market is still pretty low. If you compare and you look here, if you go back to, if we look at like 2018, 2019, even 2020, right about now, we really started to see a decline in the number of homes on the market because in 2020, a lot of people put a pause on putting their home on the market, and it really has never recovered since. And so, very few homes on the market. It's about equal with 2020. You can see there's the black line, and a little bit more than 21, but still very few homes in the market in comparison to what we consider a normal year. And the big part of that is the number of new homes coming on the market. Again, the black line here, 2020, you can see the number of new listings continues to be pretty low. And there's a lot of reasons about that. We're not going to get into that here. But this is nationally. That's not just here in Albuquerque. It's all over the country. There's just not as many people deciding to sell right now, and a lot of that has to do with the interest rate situation. All right, average days on market. We're kind of middle of the pack. It's still much faster than 18, 19, and let's see, yeah, 18, 19, and 20. But a little bit longer than the 21 and 22. Still, homes are selling really fast. Homes that are, you know, in the right price point, in the areas that people are looking for that are in good condition are still selling very quickly in the today's market. Median list price. So let's look at some pricing metrics. So if we look at 23, you can see now we're at an all-time high, more or less, in the median list price of the homes that are on the market. This is active. This is not what happened in the past, what things have sold for, but this is what the market has them listed for right now. Down a little bit from where we were here in the last few weeks. Not a big move there. It does feel like we've maybe hit a little bit of a price ceiling right now. Not unusual this time of year. If you look at some of these trends, you can see in 18 and 19, you can see, home prices move up in the early spring. They kind of plateaued this time of year. And even you can see there in 18, they pulled back a little bit, but that is not unusual to see a little bit of pullback. And you can see that definitely happened in 21 and 22 up here. If you guys can see that, there we go. There's 22 and 21. Definitely last year we saw a peak and then it pulled back, but year over year we're still ahead. All right, price per square foot. Another way to look at pricing, a little bit more stable than median because median can fluctuate a little bit more. Again, home prices, we've kind of peaked out here in price per square foot a few weeks ago, pulled back a little bit. But then again, we had this big peak back in early March and pulled back a little bit. Again, that's list price. But it kind of gives you a sense of what the sellers are feeling about the market, what the brokers are seeing when they're consulting them on pricing and pricing for the market. So a little bit of flattening there. And again, not unusual. Price decreases, that's another really good indicator of the sense of the market, the feel of the market. And this is a messy chart here, but we can see that we're about 30, just maybe it looks like maybe about 31% of the homes that are on the market have had a price reduction this year. You can see that's kind of middle of the pack compared to like the 18, 19 right here, 18 and 19. Not uncommon to be more than that. Again, those are the normal years, but it has gone up a little bit. Again, we look at this again. Um, it dropped down through the spring, and it started to go up a little bit. So some people are having to price reduce. Maybe got a little bit ahead of themselves on list price, so have had to come down. And then another tracker of the sense of the market is median list price of new listings. How people feel when they're putting a home on the market. Is it getting pushed higher and higher and higher, or is it stabilizing, or is it pulling back? This week it pulled back slightly. This one you gotta look at more long term. You gotta look at the trend long term because it can vary quite a bit week to week. But it is a good indicator of where we're at. Another one, relisted number of homes falling out of or falling out of contract, going back on the market for whatever reason, some contingency issue that put the home back on the market. And we're kind of right in the middle of the range there. Really, nothing to speak of there. This is pretty normal. The number of homes falling through. So there you go. If you got any questions about real estate in Albuquerque, we're the Venturi Realty Group with Real Broker. You can reach us at 505 448 8888. Take care.